In the heart of South America, nestled high in the Andes Mountains of Bolivia, lies a place of breathtaking wonder. This is Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat. It stretches for over 10,000 square kilometers, a vast expanse of brilliant white salt that seems to touch the horizon. From space it appears as a startling white patch against the rugged brown of the Altiplano. This is not an ocean of water, but a boundless sea of salt, a place of profound silence and immense scale. The sheer size is almost impossible to comprehend, larger than some countries. Standing at its edge, one feels very small in a very large world. The air is thin and crisp, nearly 4,000 meters above sea level. The sky is a deep, intense blue over stark white. For centuries it was remote, a secret kept by the mountains. Now it is a beacon for travelers, photographers, dreamers from every corner of the globe. This landscape is not just geology, it's vital to local culture and economy. Communities on its shores have an ancient connection to the salt. It is a true natural wonder, a testament to the planet's enduring magic. There is a time of year when Salar de Uyuni undergoes a truly magical transformation. This is during the rainy season, which typically lasts from December to April. When the rains arrive, they do not drain away. Instead, a thin layer of water gathers on top of the incredibly flat salt crust. What happens next is one of the most spectacular natural phenomena one can ever witness. The salt flat becomes the world's largest mirror. The boundary between the earth and the sky dissolves completely, creating an illusion of infinite space. To stand on the flooded salt flat is to feel as if you are walking on the sky itself. Every cloud, every wisp of color from the sunrise-sunset is perfectly reflected in the shallow water beneath your feet. It is a surreal and disorienting experience. The horizon vanishes and you are suspended between two skies. You can see the stars above you and at the same time see them twinkling below your feet. It feels as if you are adrift in the cosmos, a tiny spectator in a galaxy of light. It is a spectacle that stays with you forever. The story of Salar de Uyuni begins long ago in a time before human history. Around 40,000 years ago, this entire region was not a salt desert but a gigantic prehistoric lake. This immense body of water was known as Lake Minchin. It covered a vast area of the Andean high plateau, the Altiplano. This lake was fed by the surrounding rivers and glaciers, a colossal inland sea locked high within the mountains. Imagine a landscape of deep blue water stretching as far as the eye could see, in the very place where a white desert now lies. Over thousands of years, the climate of our planet began to change. The world grew warmer and drier. The great glaciers that fed Lake Minchin started to recede, and the rivers that flowed into it began to slow to a trickle. With less water coming in and a high rate of evaporation due to the intense sun and dry winds of the Altiplano, the lake slowly began to shrink, leaving behind a legacy of salt and minerals. As the last of the water vanished into the dry air, these minerals crystallized, forming the thick crust of salt that we see today. Salar de Uyuni is a direct link to our planet's distant past, a silent white monument to a world that once was, a powerful story of transformation written in salt. The surface of Salar de Uyuni, particularly during the dry season, is a fascinating geometric puzzle. The vast expanse of white is not perfectly smooth. Instead, it is covered by a repeating pattern of polygonal, mostly hexagonal shapes. These natural tiles of salt stretch for miles and miles, creating a mesmerizing and almost alien texture on the ground. These patterns are not man-made. They are the result of a natural process of crystallization. As the salt crust dries and contracts under the intense sun, it cracks and forms these beautiful interlocking shapes. This incredible crust is composed primarily of halite, which is common rock salt, the same sodium chloride we use in our kitchens. However, it is also mixed with gypsum and other minerals. The process is a continuous cycle of change. During the wet season, the surface salt dissolves into the shallow water. When the dry season returns and the water evaporates, new layers of salt crystallize on the surface, renewing and reshaping the polygonal patterns. Beneath this solid, crunchy surface lies another of the sailor's secrets, a massive reservoir of mineral-rich brine. This underground brine is like a liquid treasure chest. Scientists use this incredible feature for an important task, calibrating the altimeters of Earth-orbiting satellites. In this way, a remote and ancient landscape in Bolivia plays a vital role in our most advanced modern technology, connecting the deep past of our planet with its technological future. For the people who live on the edges of this great salt desert, the Salar is not just a natural wonder, It is a source of life. For generations, the local communities, primarily of Aymara heritage, have practiced the ancient art of salt harvesting. This work is difficult and laborious. During the dry season, the saleros, or salt workers, venture out onto the blinding white expanse. Using simple tools like picks, shovels, they break up the hard salt crust. They then mound the salt into small, conical piles. These small white pyramids of salt dot the landscape near the town of Colchani, the main hub for salt processing. After drying in the intense Andean sun, the salt is shoveled onto trucks transported back to the town. There, in small, family-run refineries, it is processed. The raw salt is ground, fortified with iodine, and packaged into bags for sale in markets across Bolivia. In recent decades, a new source of income has arrived: tourism. Many saleros now split their time between the traditional work of harvesting salt and the modern work of guiding visitors across their ancestral lands. This shift brings both promise and challenges, as the communities strive to balance economic benefit with the preservation of their culture and the fragile environment they call home. In the middle of this vast, flat sea of salt, there is an unexpected and dramatic sight. A rocky, hilly island rises abruptly from the White Plains. This is Isla Incahuasi, which means House of the Inca in the Quechua language. It is not an island surrounded by water, but an island surrounded by an endless ocean of salt. This outcrop of land is the top of an ancient volcano that was submerged beneath the prehistoric Lake Minchin. What makes Isla Incahuasi so truly extraordinary is what grows upon it. The island is covered in hundreds of giant cacti of the species Trichocereus passicana. These towering ancient plants stand like silent sentinels, some reaching heights of over 10 meters. They grow incredibly slowly in this harsh, dry environment, perhaps only a centimeter per year. This means that many of the largest cacti on the island are hundreds or even over 1,000 years old. They are living monuments, ancient beings that have watched over the salt flats for centuries. Walking the trail that winds up and around the island is a surreal experience. From the summit of the island, you are rewarded with a breathtaking 360-degree view of the Salar de Uyuni. It is an island of giants in a desert of salt. One might think that such a stark and salty environment would be devoid of wildlife, but nature is full of surprises. Salar de Uyuni and the surrounding Altiplano are home to a number of remarkable creatures that have adapted to survive in these extreme conditions. Perhaps the most elegant and surprising inhabitants are the flamingos. 3 different species of flamingo, the Andean, the Chilean, the rare James's flamingo, can be found here. They gather in the shallow, mineral-rich lakes that fringe the salt flats. These beautiful birds find their food in the salty water. They feed on tiny brine shrimp and algae, which contain pigments called carotenoids. These pigments are what give the flamingos their spectacular pink and reddish plumage. It is an astonishing sight to see flocks of these graceful, long-legged birds wading through the lagoons. The vizcacha, a creature that looks like a cross between a rabbit and a squirrel with a long, curly tail, can often be seen sunning itself on the rocky outcrops of Isla Incahuasi. Out on the plains surrounding the salar, one might be lucky enough to spot the graceful vicuna, a wild relative of the llama. Survival here requires special adaptations. The thin air, intense solar radiation, and extreme temperature swings between day and night create a challenging environment for any living thing. The animals that live here have evolved to cope with these conditions. Every creature here is a master of survival, a testament to the tenacity of life in one of Earth's most demanding habitats. Beneath the serene white surface of Salar de Uyuni lies a resource that is crucial to our modern technological world. The vast brine reservoir under the salt crust contains the world's largest known deposit of lithium. Lithium is a lightweight metal that is a key component in rechargeable batteries. It powers our smartphones, our laptops, and increasingly, our electric vehicles. As the world seeks to move away from fossil fuels, the demand for lithium is soaring. This has turned the remote Bolivian salt flat into a place of immense strategic and economic importance. This hidden treasure has been called white gold. The Bolivian government has long been aware and has started to develop methods for its extraction. The process involves pumping the underground brine into large, shallow evaporation ponds. The sun and wind then evaporate the water, leaving a concentrated mineral sludge from which lithium is extracted. However, this white gold rush comes with significant concerns. The extraction of lithium requires vast quantities of water, a scarce and precious resource in this arid region. There are worries that large-scale mining could disrupt the delicate hydrological balance, potentially impacting the local communities and the unique wildlife that depend on the limited water sources. The future of Salar de Uyuni is therefore at a crossroads. The growing popularity of Salar de Uyuni is a double-edged sword. While it brings vital income to local communities, it also places pressure on this fragile environment. As visitors, we have a responsibility to ensure our presence doesn't harm the place we admire. Traveling with purpose means making conscious choices to minimize our impact and support the people and place we visit. Choose a responsible tour operator. Look for companies that are locally owned. Hire operators that employ local guides and drivers. A good operator follows environmental best practices, stay on designated tracks, pack out all rubbish, properly dispose of all waste. The white expanse is pristine and a single piece of litter can last for decades. Perspective photos are fun. Always follow your guide on where to drive and walk. Respect wildlife. Keep a safe distance from flamingos and other animals. Support the local economy beyond your tour. Buy handicrafts directly from artisans in Colchani. Eat at local restaurants. Stay in locally run accommodation. A trip to Salar de Uyuni can be more than a holiday. It can connect you with a unique culture and help protect this wonder for generations. Salar de Uyuni is more than just a beautiful place. It is a powerful reminder of the incredible diversity and artistry of the natural world. It is a landscape that speaks of deep time. It is a landscape that speaks of immense geological forces. It is a landscape that speaks of the delicate, intricate web of life, from the echo of a prehistoric lake to the promise of a technological future. The story of the Salar is a story of our planet in miniature. It is a place of profound silence that speaks volumes about the world we live in and our place within it. In our busy, modern lives, it is easy to forget that such places exist. But in the vast, simple emptiness of the salt flats, we can reconnect with something fundamental. We can feel a sense of awe and wonder that is essential to the human spirit. Yet, places like Salar de Uyuni are fragile. They are vulnerable to climate change, pollution, and the pressures of resource extraction. The future of this great salt mirror, and countless other natural wonders around the globe, depends entirely on the choices we make today. We are the guardians of these treasures, and it is our collective responsibility to protect them. For the magic of Salar de Uyuni is the magic of our world, a world full of wonders that are precious, irreplaceable, and deserving of our utmost care and protection.